and personally, they haven't got to announce it to the world. And that's all the problem is. I just don't like the way he composes himself. He just needs to hold it down a bit more in certain situations.
He pulled out the fight. So that would be very...
Do you have any concern that...
No, I mean, look,
how ludicrous it is.
My lawyers are dealing with that. So I haven't really even put any thought into it. Don't care. You know, I get sued all the time for stupid shit. I'm 5-0.
Anthony Joshua just drops bombshell on Jake Paul after he cancels the fight. Sources now reveal AJ is preparing a jaw-dropping $700 million lawsuit for pulling out just a week and a half before fight night. This isn't just business, it's personal, it's punitive, and it sends a clear warning. Jake Paul can't duck accountability in boxing's biggest showdown.
Not just a professional, you're a superstar on the build. They're looking to put a lot of things on your shoulders.
Anthony Joshua is sending a crystal clear warning to Jake Paul. This isn't a game. AJ's laser focused on doing his job inside the ring, and with a $700 million lawsuit looming over Paul for pulling out last minute, the pressure just exploded. The message is brutal. Joshua isn't just fighting, he's holding Paul fully accountable.
I have to do my job. It's the only thing that's in my mind right now, and there's no extra time in boxing. Yeah, so yes, I have to do my job, and that's what I'm just thinking about.
Jake Paul's pullout is beyond reckless. It's a slap in the face to the entire boxing ecosystem. Netflix and MVP invested millions, expecting a legitimate fight, and instead got a circus act. Paul's lack of accountability is on full display, making it painfully obvious. He's all talk, zero courage, and completely unprepared for the real stage.
To pull out with all the money that's been spent and for squeaky bum time is not the way forward. And I think Jake Paul's game.
Johnny Nelson hints at the storm behind the scenes, and it's explosive. The murky business of Paul ducking a fight is about to hit headlines, and the $700 million lawsuit could unravel everything he's built online. No gimmicks, no excuses, just the cold reality. Paul's ego doesn't hold up when real accountability is in the ring.
Fucking nothing. Like they're suing me for something I didn't do. Like, on God, it's just the most bullshit thing, and I literally had to pay them a lot of fucking money.
Charlemagne's insight hints at chaos behind the scenes. If the rumors hold, Paul's antics forced major stakeholders to seek an exit. This isn't just drama. It's a glaring example of Paul's pattern. Hype over substance, social media stunts over real boxing. The fallout could finally expose the illusion he's been selling fans for years.
Saying if the rumors are true, you know what I mean? If the rumors are true, because that's what I was told, and you know I heard they were just looking for a reason to part ways.
Spencer Brown captures the frenzy in real time. Scramble, calls, damage control. Jake Paul's last-minute pullout left promoters, networks, and fans reeling. The $700 million lawsuit now makes even more sense. It's not just compensation. It's a message that boxing isn't a playground for clout chasers pretending to be pros.
It was, well, we knew half an hour ago. You probably noticed I've been on the phone running back and forth.
Frank Warren's statement highlights the official uncertainty, but with Jake Paul, uncertainty is his own creation. Dodging a fight and questioning his fitness after months of hype exposes him as unprofessional and opportunistic. For AJ and his team, this isn't speculation, it's an opening to hold Paul accountable and ensure his escapades cost him big.
And we're determining whether he's going to be fit to box. If he's not well enough, then obviously he won't fight, but we don't know what the outcome is yet.
Pani Bellew hits the nail on the head. This Jake Paul fight was never going to happen. Everyone knew from day one that fake Paul is all smoke and mirrors, a social media clown hiding behind hype. Even Bellew noticed the fragility the first time he got touched. It was a preview of how quickly Paul would crumble under real pressure. Pulling out a fight just a week and a half before the event confirms it. Paul isn't a boxer, he's a drama queen in gloves. Anthony Joshua isn't just facing an opponent, he's exposing a fraud for the entire world to see.
He doesn't believe that the Jake Paul fight's going to actually happen?
I'm not really sure. I don't know.
Tom Little's words are a polite way of saying what everyone already knew. Jake Paul folds when the heat is on. He's not rubbish in training. But when faced with a real, world-class fighter like Anthony Joshua, his bravado evaporates. This isn't speculation, it's predictable. Paul's last-minute pullout proves Little's warning correct. He quits, just as the insiders predicted. AJ isn't just stepping into the ring, he's confronting a man who built a career on hype and social media stunts, only to run from the only fight that could legitimize him. Jake Paul's circus ends, and the world is finally seeing through the illusion.
I'm not saying he can't fight, I'm not saying he's rubbish, I'm not saying he's useless, but we will see how good he is. And if I'm right in what I'm saying, he'll quit.
David Hay makes it clear. Jake Paul is completely outclassed before the bell even rings. At 15-20% of AJ's ability, Paul isn't just underprepared, he's in an entirely different league. Standing next to Joshua, the size, power, and skill gap is obvious. No social media hype, no flashy PR stunt can mask that reality. Paul's bravado is already crumbling. His pullout proves he's terrified of facing the physical and technical superiority of a true heavyweight champion. This is the reality of a man who sold fans illusions. Fake Paul is exposed as a lightweight in a heavyweight world, and everyone saw it coming.
Jake Paul can come 15-20% in regards to Anthony Joshua. He's a completely different specimen. Look, you'll see what it looks like when they stand.
Chael Sonnen perfectly sums up Jake Paul's downfall. He built a career on obscurity and lucky breaks, and when he finally stepped into legitimate boxing territory, reality caught up. The Feldman decision should have been his exit point, a moment to recognize his limits. Instead, Paul pushed on, thinking hype and ego could carry him, only to collapse under real pressure. Pulling out against Anthony Joshua is the inevitable result. Fake Paul's illusions shattered by a world-class fighter. From social media star to public embarrassment, the circus finally ends. Every boxing insider knew this day would come, and now the proof is undeniable.
Problem that Paul ran into is when Feldman turned in a ridiculous decision, which is where Paul should have left it.
Joe Rogan nails it. A fight against Anthony Joshua was always going to be life-altering for Jake Paul, and not in a good way. AJ isn't just a top-tier heavyweight. He's a one-punch knockout artist capable of ending fights in seconds, as he demonstrated against Francis Ngannou. Everyone who has followed boxing knew this would expose Paul's fundamental weaknesses. He thrives on hype, Instagram reels, and social media bravado, not skill or power. Pulling out just weeks before fight night doesn't just disappoint fans and promoters. It confirms what insiders already knew. Jake Paul is a drama king who runs when the real test arrives. Now, with rumors of a $700 million lawsuit, this isn't just about a missed fight, it's about accountability, financial consequences, and the unraveling of a manufactured persona. Joshua was going to make an example, and even without throwing a punch, Paul is already facing the fallout of his own cowardice.
Dangerous fight.
Yeah.
Because Joshua's going to try to make an example out of him, for sure.
And will.
I mean, Anthony Joshua is one of the biggest one-punch KO artists. What he did to Francis Ngannou, good lord.
Yes.
Do you want that smoke?
Johnny Nelson's insight exposes the truth many fans suspected. Jake Paul's career is built on picking easy targets, cashing in on social media hype, and avoiding legitimate challenges. The moment he was set to face Anthony Joshua, a true heavyweight champion with devastating power, the facade cracked. Pulling out so close to fight night, after months of promotion, signals a lack of courage and professional integrity. This isn't just a minor disappointment. It's the culmination of a career built on deception, inflated bravado, and short-term gains. Paul's claim of cashing out might be convenient, but the reality is far harsher. He ducked the biggest test of his life, leaving fans, promoters, and networks scrambling. Now, with a looming $700 million lawsuit, the financial consequences could be catastrophic. This is the reckoning insiders predicted from the start. The clout boxer finally meets accountability, and it's ugly, public, and unavoidable. Jake Paul's hype empire is cracking, and Anthony Joshua's camp has the perfect leverage to expose it fully.
But then you hear a whisper. You hear a whisper that Jake Paul himself might be cashing out. Because the big purses that he's pulling, you know, fighting these has-beens or ex-fighters, you know, they're dropping slowly but surely. So maybe, just maybe, this might be his last fight, getting in there with Anthony Joshua and getting knocked out.
Tony Bellew lays out a fact that no amount of hype, social media followers, or online clout can erase. Anthony Joshua is a completely different physical specimen. 5 inches taller, nearly 100 pounds heavier, and world-class in every aspect. AJ isn't just a tough opponent, he's a living nightmare for someone like Jake Paul, who thrives on padding his record with amateurs and ex-fighters. The thought of Paul standing toe-to-toe with Joshua under proper boxing conditions is laughable. Bellew's skepticism isn't just commentary, it's a warning. Every insider in boxing knew Paul would crack under real pressure, and his last-minute pullout confirms it. The $700 million lawsuit isn't about spite, it's about enforcing accountability. This isn't just a fight avoided, it's the exposure of a fraud. If Paul had stepped in, the reality of AJ's size, power, and skill would have dismantled the fake Paul image instantly. And now the world is seeing the consequences of overhyped bravado meeting true professional mastery.
Anthony Joshua, who's now 5 inches bigger than you, maybe more, or 4 or 5 inches, and about 100 pounds heavier. You just don't go from there right up to there. I don't believe it. And I won't believe it until the two of them got 10-ounce gloves on in a boxing ring. Because if Anthony Joshua puts 10-ounce gloves on and gets in a boxing ring and Jake Paul is in the other corner, this won't.
Johnny Nelson's call for an immediate inquiry highlights just how unprecedented and messy Jake Paul's last-minute pullout truly is. This isn't a simple fight cancellation. It's a full-blown controversy with legal, financial, and reputational ramifications. Millions were invested by networks, promoters, and sponsors expecting a legitimate bout, and Paul's actions threaten to unravel it all. Insiders are alarmed not just by the pullout itself, but by what it says about Paul's professionalism, or lack thereof. The looming $700 million lawsuit isn't just about compensation. It's a statement that fake Paul cannot continue to dodge accountability. Fans, analysts, and promoters are now united in skepticism. Paul's career built on hype, social media stunts, and easy fights may finally be colliding with real-world consequences. This inquiry is the tipping point. A moment where the illusion cracks, and the world sees a social media star exposed as someone unwilling to face the rigors of true boxing.
Unfortunately, there is going to be, there needs to be an inquiry straight after this, why, what. But that's what I'm hearing. This news is as fresh to me as it is you. I'm quite sure when this goes out, it'll be all over.
The Jake Paul saga has reached its boiling point, pulling out just a week and a half before fight night, dodging Anthony Joshua, and now facing a potential $700 million lawsuit. It's the ultimate exposure of a man who built a career on hype, social media stunts, and illusion. From every insider, every analyst, and every fan watching, the writing was on the wall. Fake Paul was never ready for a real fight. Anthony Joshua didn't have to throw a single punch. The fear, the drama, and the collapse speak for themselves. Now, it's not just about boxing. It's about accountability, credibility, and consequences. The boxing world is watching. The courts are preparing. And Jake Paul's facade is cracking in real time. Fans, insiders, and casual viewers alike need to see this unfold. Comment below, do you think Paul can ever recover from this? Or is his hype empire finished for good?